Welcome to the Potential Podcast. How are we doing? I'm late this week, and I was away last week, so that's even worse. So now I'm doubly late. What's going on? Someone stole my bin. That's one thing that's going on. Bastards. Um, I've been away, as I said, so that was sort of an excuse to not put something out there. But I've sort of found myself with a lot of nights with nothing to do. Now, before, set back 4 years ago, I wouldn't have 15 minutes where I could rest. I'd have everything was so motivated, pre-decided, predetermined. I was strict and disciplined and very stressed, very angry, not fully well. But now it's the complete opposite. I'm sat there at night after work, made some food. I don't really want to watch TV, and I'm like, just that, just that empty. Not a feeling of emptiness, but a pause, you know, where there is nothing, and then time goes by, and before I know it, it's bedtime, and work ensues. And I find sometimes that I'm almost trying to find ways to lengthen the time, after work, so that I'm like making more of the day, so I don't have to work. I'm not as work quickly or whatever tomorrow. Just trying to trick my brain. Um, so I guess the question is, where could I find that drive again? Where could I find that purpose again? And I think a lot of you guys will connect with this because we don't set ourselves environments that feed into our best habits. We tend to set our environments for comfort only. Um, and comfort's fine, you know, but relaxation or downtime isn't always as stress relieving as we thought it would be. You watch TV for a few hours, and then because of that, the stress hormone increases in your body because you've been still for too long. You breathe shallow, you eat loads of shit food, and then you feel like shit anyway. Like, in the ideology, we're relaxing, we're taking time off work, we're trying to de stress. In reality, we're building more chemicals in the body that makes us more stressed. And thus we turn more to that, sitting in front of the telly or sitting down doing nothing. So I'm finding difficulty in my ability to implement, my ability to just do things. Like, let's just do it, just get it done, to get after it, which I'd say isn't the norm for me or how I'd describe myself, but it is definitely a reality right now. And I think that's quite a good point. Like, just because how you're acting right now might have been that for a long time doesn't actually define who you are. You might not be motivated right now. You might have not been for a long time, but you can be if you find a big enough reason why. Something that you associate need to necessity. You know what I mean? Um, Fear's a big driver of necessity. I'm sure you can all associate to that. So this week's a bit different, not as upbeat. Although someone has stolen my bin, so that's funny. Um, I didn't feel like doing this, and this is sort of a tip I'll give you before I go. I won't bore you too long. When you are putting things off that you really want to do, and you just can't get around to doing it. Do you know what I mean? You can't be bothered. You just not got the motivation. You know you should do it, but you just can't. My advice, and from experience, has been to turn off everything around me, all TV, all distractions. If you're fortunate enough to be able to do that, turn it all off and get bored. Because when you get bored, you will legitimately do anything. You'll get to the point where you're like, I just want something to do. And then you could look at your should list and you should be like, I could do that. And then I even argue with myself. I'm like, fine then, fine, I'll bloody do it then. God, Like I've told myself off. And I guess it is telling yourself off. So this is where I am. I've got too many nights of nothing happening, but a lack of excitement from my goals and the things I want to change in my life, which I think I can change very quickly by changing my environment and changing what I focus on in the morning. So, what I used to do is I used to have certain notes by my mirror, and then as soon as I woke up, getting ready, you can see them, and it'd inspire you to be that person or go after that thing. Very, very simple little thing, but it just fits into your subconscious a bit. So, I'm going to do a bit of that. Um, the problem is, and I should have finished this before, sorry, this is a really long one, I'm sorry. The problem is, right, it's willpower, isn't it? In essence, there is an element of willpower where when you get momentum, when you've been doing working out for a long time, when you've been eating healthy for a long time, when you've been implementing that thing you want to do for a long time, it's easy. It's enjoyable. It's fun. It's you don't even think about it. It's the initial habitual building, and it sucks. The whole period sucks of that initial period. But I guess that's the thing, isn't it? At the beginning, it will always suck the most. It'll always be the worst at the beginning. And you'll always be the worst part of yourself at the beginning of that experience. This just reminds me of running. Like, I've been running the last 2 days and not far, but it was one of those things where I have to sort of push myself. Whereas previously, I could just run and it's fine. But no, I had to really, really get in there and be like, come on, you've got to go. You know. Anyway, that's long enough. Oh, just seen someone on a motorbike behind my house. Um, that's long enough. I hope you're all having a good week, and let's catch up soon. Thanks.